So this is summer, June 2019, paper 2, foundation calculator. Okay, so let's have a look at first questions. Right, 0.75 as a fraction. Right, nothing about simplifying it, so we can just go, it's in the tenths, hundredths, so we can just do 75 over 100. Some of you might recognise that as 3/4, but 75 over 100 is fine. Right, the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest. Right, so we've got some negatives, so -3. Think of your number line, -1, 0. Nothing wrong with crossing them off as you work through. Okay, question 3. Write down 2 factors of 15. We can have 1 and 15. You could also have 3 and 5. So any of those. Now, question 4. 1,756 grams as kilograms, which is 1.756, because there's 1,000 grams in each kilogram. Write the number 2 million in figures. Well, 2 million is 2 is 6 zeros. Now, Dave goes into a cafe and buys 2 cups of coffee and a piece of cake. Each cup of coffee costs £2.75. The cake costs £2.90. Pays with a £10 note. He thinks he'll get £1.50 in change. Right, so actually we need £2.75 twice and a piece of cake. So add those together. Don't forget to use your calculator. And we get £8.40. He thinks he will get more than £1.50 in change. You must show, is David correct? Well, yes, he is, because we've got £10. We're taking away £8.40. So he gets £1.60. So he is correct. Always a good idea to write that he's correct. Question 7. There are Y boats in a lake. There are 7 people in each boat. Write an expression in terms of Y for the number of people. Right. The number of total people in the boats. So we've got so many boats, 7 in each boat. So it's 7Y. You could write 7 times y, but 7y would be your correct answer. Simplify. So A times B times 7. Well, because they're times together, we can just actually write it in the correct order. So 7AB, we don't need the times sign. Now y times y times y cubed, little 3. And now here, we can do some cancelling. We can divide by an F, and we can divide by 2 E's on the bottom, 2 E's on the top. So actually we just end up with E over F. And that's simplified because we've done some cancelling. Okay, question 9. Pictogram shows information about the number of vinyl records sold in a shop on Monday and Tuesday. So the complete circle is 8 vinyl records. Write down the number of vinyl records sold on Monday. Well, 1, 2, 3. So it's basically 3 lots of 8, which is 24. And on Tuesday, right, so we've got 1/4 of a circle. Well, 1/4 of a circle, so that's actually 2. So we've got 16. 8 plus 8 plus 2, so 18. Now, on Wednesday and Thursday, a total of 36 records were sold. The number of records sold on Thursday was 8 times the number of records sold on Wednesday. Right, okay, so it was 8 times as big. So if we have 4 and 32, so that represents 4, and then 32. Just double check I've got that right. So if we do 4 times 8, we get 32. Okay, so there's 4, and then we need 4 big circles to represent 4 lots of 8. Here are 3 symbols. Write one of these symbols in each box to make the 4 true statements. Well, 14 is definitely smaller than 21. These 2 squared, 2 times 2, they're equal. And this one I'm going to have to actually work out. So 4 add 7 is 11. That's 11 as well, so that's an equal sign. And this one, it needs to go that way around because minus 3 is actually bigger than minus 5. Okay, number 11, P is 7R plus 3Q. Work out the value of P when R is 5 and Q is minus 4. So you've basically got P is equal to 7 times 5 plus 3 times minus 4. Mustn't forget that negative. So that's 35 minus 12, which is 23. Oh, could have done that in a calculator actually. Okay. Number 12. Here is part of a train timetable. Graham gets the station in Brighton at 7:15. Okay. Work out how many minutes he has to wait until 7:22. That's 7. Difference between 22 and 15. Work out how long it will take the 7:22 train to get to London. When it gets to London, it should get to London at 9 o'clock. So we need 38 minutes to take it to 8 o'clock, and then an hour to 9 o'clock. So work out how long it will take. It will take 1 hour and 38 minutes. Doing a timeline like this often helps. The diagram shows 9 identical squares in a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 12. Work out the width of the rectangle. Right, okay. So these are identical. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 12 all the way across. So each one is 2. So actually, how many squares have we got going up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the width is going to be 10 centimetres. Basically, I've done 12 divided by 6. So each square is basically 2 by 2. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them going up. So I need to do 5 times 2 to get my 10. Okay, once you've figured that 2 out, that's quite an easy question, actually. Right. Write the ratio 4.5 to 2.25 in the form. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to use our calculators for this one. So to get this 1, I'm going to have to divide it by 2.25, and because they're ratios, I'm going to divide this one by 2.25. So 4.5 divided by 2.25 is actually 2, so it's 1 to 2. 1 to 2, or 2 to 1, should I say? That way. Definitely that way. 4.5 divided by 2.25. Right. Question 15. A garden is in the shape of a rectangle. Flowers are grown in 40% of the garden. The rest of the garden is grass. Work out the area of the garden that is grass. Or 60%, but actually it's after the area. So let's work out the area to start with, which is basically 90 times 60. So that length times that length. So 90 times 60, I don't know why I'm doing that on my calculator, but it's 5,400 meters squared, and we want 60% of it. So we could work out 10% and times it by 6. Well, let's do that. So 10% is equal to 540. So actually 60%, because we want the grass rather than the garden, or rather than the flowers. So 6 times 540, 3,240 metres squared. So we worked out the area of the whole garden, then worked out 60% of it. Okay. Question 16. 4 bias coins, A, B, C, D, are thrown. The probability that each coin will land on heads is shown below. Which coin is least likely to land on heads? Well, it's the one with the lowest probability. So that's the lowest probability, because that's only 3.3%. So let's actually put these all in the same amount. So that's 30%. A third, so 1 divided by 3, is 33.3 reoccurring. This is 3.3. And this is 33. So that's all in the same measurement. They're all percentages. Which coin is least likely to land on heads? B. Which coin is most likely to land on heads? It's going to be the third, only just though, because it's 33.3, whereas this was just 33. Judy says the probability that coin C will land on heads is the same as the probability that coin C will land on tails. Is she correct? Well, no. Probabilities need to add up to 1. Unless it can land on its edge, but I can't imagine that's going to happen. So they need to add together to make 1. So probability of a head, so this head, probability of a tail, sorry. Probability of a tail is actually going to be 2/3, assuming it's not landing on its side. Coin B is thrown 4,000 times. Work out an estimate for the number of times coin B will land on heads. Right, okay, so we can do 4,000 times by 0.033, so that's the decimal, so that's fine. Gives us a value of 132, so not many times at all out of the 4,000. Right, question 17. There are 84 calories in 100 grams of banana, 87 calories in 100 grams of yogurt. Pretty has 60 grams of banana and 150 grams of yogurt. Work out the total calories. Right, so the yogurt, we just need to do 87 times 1.5. Which is fairly straightforward. Okay, now the banana, we need 60 grams, so actually we can do 84 times 0.6. It's basically 60% of 100, isn't it? So 84 times 0.6, 50.4, total, add them together, 180.9. Okay, and that gives us the total calories for the breakfast. Okay. Question 18. Machine A and Machine B both make car parts. Machine A makes 6 parts every 10 minutes. And Machine B makes 13 parts every 15 minutes. On Monday, work out the total number of parts made by the two machines. Okay, so actually, if we look at A, in 1 hour, we would make 36 parts. Because every 10 minutes it makes 6, so there's 6 10s, so we need to do 6 60s. Machine B, in 1 hour, well, 15 goes into 64 times, so we need to do 4 times 13, which is 52. So in 1 hour, no, we can do it separately, sorry. So A, for 12 hours, we'll do 12 times 36, and B, we'll do, for 10 hours, we will do 10 times 52, 12 times 36, 432, and then we can add the two together. So 952 parts altogether. That's just combining them. Question 19. Plan of the kitchen drawn to scale 1 to 30. Sam is going to put a small table in the kitchen. The table has to be more than 180 centimetres from A, more than 150 centimetres from B, C. Right, we've got a scale of 1 to 30, so we need to do 180 divided by 30, which gives 6. So you need to draw, obviously this isn't to scale, you need to draw a part of a circle, an arc that is 6 centimetres away from A. Okay, so you point there, and that bit there is 6 centimetres. Now obviously mine's a different scale because I can zoom in and out, but that's how far it should be. Now, more than 150 centimetres from BC, so you need to 150 divided by 30, which gives you 5. So now basically we need to go 5 centimetres from BC, and you're going to have a vertical line, 5 centimetres there, in fact 5 centimetres all the way. Okay, and that way you've actually got your area for your table by shading the diagram where he can put his table. He can put his table in that bit there. Okay, but obviously yours will need to be to the correct scale. Right, question 20. We need to solve inequality. So I'm going to start by taking away 11n. So I've got 3n greater than 6. Notice I haven't changed anything with the sign. Now I've got 3 times something is greater than 6. So I need to divide by 3, so n is greater than 2. Now, on this number line, we've got x plus 3 in the middle, so I'm going to take away 3. But because I've taken away 3 from there, take away 3 from the 4, take away 3 from, take away 3 from minus 2, get minus 5. So x is less than or equal to 1, but greater than minus 5, and then a straight line joining. Notice solid dot, empty dot. On the grid below, draw the graph. So a straight line graph. Going to draw a little table of values. We're going from minus 2 to 4, so I'm going to go minus 2. It doesn't matter what values you put in here, as long as they're in this range. Now I'm going to work out the value of y. So I'm going to start this end. 2 times 2, take away 3. Well, 4 take away 3 is 1. 2 times nothing, take away 3. And then 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, minus 7. Just plotting the point. 0 minus 3, 2, 1. And we've actually got our points now. We can join them together with a straight line. Okay, could label it as well if we're going to be really accurate. Question 22. Hannah is planning a day trip for 195 students. She asks a sample of 30 students where they want to go. Each student chooses one place. Theme park, obviously the most popular. Work out how many of the 195 students you think will want to go to the theme park. Well, 10 over 30 times 195. So basically it's a third of 195, which is 65. State any assumptions you have made and explain how this may affect your answer. Well, the sample represents the views of the whole. Views of all. Okay. Right. Getting on to the sort of more involved questions now. Container is in the shape of a cuboid. Container is 2/3 full of water. Cup holds 275 millilitres of water. What's the greatest number of cups that you can be completely filled with water from the container? Well, we need the volume. And actually we need 2/3 of the volume. And to get the volume, it's these three dimensions multiplied together. So 2/3 so we end up with 2,280 centimetres cubed, of water. And now we need number of cups. So we can divide, because 1 centimetre cubed is 1 millilitre of water. And we can do our division, which gives us a figure of 8.29. So actually we want completely filled, so 8 cups. Then we'll have a little bit of water left over. Okay, question 24 is a right angled triangle. So it's either going to be Pythagoras or trigonometry. We need to work out this length at 2 decimal places. Now that's the opposite side. That's the hypotenuse. So actually it's going to be sine 38 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse, yeah. And to get AB, we need to multiply those two together. Which gives us 9.85 to 2 decimal places. Right, Sally used her calculator to work out the value of a number y. She answers on her calculator. The answer on her calculator display began 8.3. Well, the lowest it could possibly be is 8.3, but it could be as high as 8.39999, etc. So your upper limit, because it's not included, is 8.4. So between 8.3 and 8.4. Right, question 26. A long paper, isn't it? 360 shared between these four. The ratio, the amount Abby gets, the amount Ben gets is 2 to 7. They get 1.5 times the amount Abby gets. Well, if Abby gets 2, they're going to get 3 each. 1.5 times 2 is 3. So actually your ratio is 2 to 7 to 3 to 3. That's Ben's. work out the amount of money that Ben gets. They all add up to 15. So basically you need to do 360 shared in that ratio. So 360 divided by 15. Again, you do that on your calculator. It's 24. But Ben gets 7 lots of it. So 7 times 24. He gets £168. Okay, because he got 7 lots of 24. Right, standard form. It's got to be between 1 and 10. So 5.62, but it's been divided by 10 3 times. Next one, 1.452, but it's been times by 10 3 times. So 1452. Standard form. Okay, I think this is the last page. Good. Here are the first 5 terms of Fibonacci sequence. Right, so Fibonacci sequence basically is that, add that, gives you that. So it's basically the 2 previous terms added together. So the next 2 terms are going to be 9 add 15, which is 24. And then the next one is 15 add 24, so it'll be 39. So you just add them up. Those 2, that one, etc. The first 3 terms of a different Fibonacci sequence are A, 2A, find the 6th term. Well, that's easy, potentially. A, add those 2 together gives you 2A. The next term is going to be 3A. Next term is going to be 5A. And the next term is going to be 8A. Just by adding these together. 3A plus 5A is 8A. Okay, last question. Work out A minus 2B. Well, right, okay, so let's just go 4, 5, and I'm going to take away 2 lots of this. 4 take away 6 is minus 2. 5 take away 4 is 1. And that is the last question on this paper. Well done.